Hello and welcome to City Beat. We are your central source of news and information for the city of Rocky Mount. I'm your host, Tamika Keenan Norman, and today's show is revolving around the Rocky Mount Police Department and their new initiatives, from police recruitment to coffee with a cop, and now Text a Tip. If you recall, Mayor Combs mentioned this during his State of the City address, but we've got more details today with Corporal Sharika Clifton from the Rocky Mount Police Department. How are you?
I'm fine. How about yourself?
Good. I know you got all the answers about Text a Tip. Welcome to City Beat for the first time, Sharika. Glad to have you on the show. And talking about Text a Tip, I'm saying new, but it's relatively new. When did the program start?
We started utilizing the program in August of 2013.
Okay, so give us a brief synopsis. What is Text a Tip exactly?
Okay, Text a Tip is a program where the caller remains anonymous, and they are able to send information to the police department by text. That information is actually sent to a third-party company, which is in Canada. They take that information, they remove all the personal identification information out of it, so we have no idea who's contacting us. And then that information is relayed to the police department.
Okay, so because it goes to that third party, what type of information should we be sending via Text a Tip versus calling 911?
The type of information that you need to send, there's no limitation on any type of crime that you can report through Text a Tip. However, that information that you send, it will be helpful in aiding to investigate an ongoing case, or maybe investigating something similar to like drug activity, something that will take time for us to look into, investigate, and do a little legwork on. Any crime that is in progress that requires the immediate response of a police officer, you need to utilize 911.
Okay, so why did you all decide to utilize Text a Tip?
One of the reasons we decided to utilize the Text a Tip program is there's an advancement in technology. And a lot of people now are texting. That is their main mode of communication. And especially for young adults and teenagers, that's how they communicate. And so we wanted to open up that advancement to give them the opportunity to communicate with us and to relay information, and also to remain anonymous while doing so.
Okay, and it's funny you said that too, because I went to an elementary school the other day and we had an exercise and they all had their iPads and they were out recording everything. So it's amazing how technology has advanced and how young people are who are using it. So I think this is really, really a good step. Now, are there a limited number of characters or rates that apply when you text a tip?
Now, as far as the characters and the rates, that's going to depend on your carrier. So you have to check with your carrier before utilizing this program. There's no charge on our end, but you may receive charges from your carrier.
So tell me, Sharika, exactly how this works when you pull out your phone and you want to text a tip.
Okay. When you pull out your phone, you go just like you're going to send a normal text. In your send block, you'll put crimes, or you could put 274637. Then you go down to where your message would be, and you type in RMPOL. What that is, that identifies Rocky Mount Police Department. That lets that third party know where to send your message. And then after you type the RMPOL, you put your message in afterwards.
Okay, so RMPOL plus your message to 274637.
Correct.
Oh, that's easy, and that's all you have to do. Press send, and that's it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so making a big difference. Now, there are other ways as well that you can report crimes to the Rocky Mount Police Department, right? What are those ways? Of
course, you have 911, which is very handy. You do have the option to remain anonymous with 911. Another method that we use is Crime Stoppers. Crime Stoppers has been around for many, many years, and it has been very successful. That number is also utilized, and you remain anonymous. When you call in to 977-1111, you give your information. We don't ask any type of personal information, your name, your number, or anything of that nature. And you receive a confidential ID number. So we have no idea who you are. That ID number is your identification to us, and then you can give your message.
Okay, so there are several different ways that you can report crimes.
Correct.
Several different ones. But
Correct.
the one we're promoting today, and I've actually seen it in the newspaper as well about text-to-tip
Right.
too. Yeah. So don't forget, I'm going to say it one more time, text RMPOL.
Yes, ma'am. Text 274-637, which is crimes. In the message, you put RMPOL and then type your message.
Okay. So if you do need additional information about text-to-tip, what should folks do?
Text-to-tip is also on the city website. If you go to www.rockymountnc.gov, go up under the Public Safety tab, click on the Police Department, and then if you go to the bottom left corner of the screen, you can click on text-to-tip, and it gives you the details and directions on how to send a text message through text-to-tip.
All right. Well, thank you so much, Sharika, for joining us today.
Thank you for having me.
On City Beat. Thank you as well. We're going to be right back, and we're going to talk to Brad Summerlin of the Rocky Mount Police Department about another initiative that you may have heard about. It's called Coffee with a Cop. We'll be right back.
I've always really been into the outdoors. That's why I love the feel of a cool breeze against my face as I cruise down the highway. Did you see that? Then the North Carolina Department of Transportation said that wind was a real drag on my gas mileage. I can save money and help the environment by rolling up my windows and turning on the AC when I'm going over 40 miles per hour. Whoops! So now I'm driving green, I'm saving green, and people no longer confuse me with the lead singer of Twisted Sister.
Drive green, save green, a message from the North Carolina Department of Transportation.
Remember, be smart when you cool.
Hello and welcome back to City Beat. I'm your host, Tamika Keenan Norman, and I want to thank Sharika Clifton for joining us a little earlier today to talk about one of the newer initiatives happening within the Rocky Mount Police Department, Text-to-Tip. And I'm sure you've also heard about Coffee with a Cop. And here to tell us a little bit more about that today is our Community Resource Officer, Brad Summerlin. I got that right?
That's correct.
Okay. So what is Coffee with a Cop, Brad, and how long has this been taking place?
Coffee with a Cop is an event that was actually started by Hawthorne Police Department from California. Their Internal Affairs Unit, their chief come up, wanted to know how they could interact with the public in a way that would give them the most exposure to people in a short period of time. So somebody kind of laughed and said, you know, coffee and cops and donuts, people like it. So they come up with Coffee with a Cop. So they started just having a simple informal meeting at restaurants and places where they could make contact with people and just to talk to them about what was going on inside the community. And that's actually how I got started with that agency.
Okay, so how did that eventually spread from Hawthorne, California to Rocky Mount and some other areas in North Carolina that I've heard about it in?
Chief was looking for us to come up with some type of program, so we started looking at national programs and things that we could implement here in the city that would get us to interact with the community and be able to talk with them. So we looked at this program and thought this was something that we could implement inside the city and be effective to get out there and talk with the community. So we started last October, and we do one a month to interact with our community and try to find out what the issues are in the community that we can go back into our other agencies and our departments and say these are the issues that we need to address. And that's how it got started. And we're really trying to pick it up and grow it from there.
Okay. And I noticed when you first started, you had a certain set of dates. I think you had 4 different dates, 1 per district. And then you turned around and you increased that. You added some additional dates, I think, which are going on now through May. Was that because of the type of feedback that you were getting from those events, or you felt like you needed to do something more? Right.
Well, when we started the program, we wanted to see how the community would react to it. And of course, when you start any program, you go at it for a little period of time before you decide if it's a failure or it's a success. So we did the first 4 months initially, and we did 1 in each district, north, south, east, and west. And some were better than others. So this time around, we really wanted to promote it, push it in the media, and get it out there to the people in the community that this event does go on. And it's something where they can come out and meet their division commanders. You can meet the chief of police. You can meet the officers that patrol your district every day. and kind of build that one-on-one relationship and get that, you know, community policing going on within our city.
And I think the last one was really successful. I saw some pictures in the paper. What district was that exactly?
That was actually the South District.
Okay.
Was the last one that we held, and that was on the Hardee's at East Raleigh Boulevard. We really pushed out, and we did have a good turnout. People were communicating well, and we learned some things from that event that we will try to address those issues in the future.
Okay. And speaking of learning, what are some of the topics, if you can share those with me, that people have talked about, maybe some of their concerns or suggestions or things that they give you praise for?
We've you get speeding complaints when you do different ones. We've had speeding complaints, loud music in areas. We've had suspicious vehicles riding up through neighborhoods at certain hours of the night that people want us to address. And of course, you have suspicious activities that are going on at houses that they don't want their information put out there who they are, but they let you know what houses they are and what area they're located in. So we can pass that information on to our Special Operations Division to look into those addresses. And a lot of people sometimes just want to come and just talk. It's not even related to any issues or crime. It's just something going on with their life that they feel like that they can sit down and talk to someone about. Met a gentleman that had lost his house in a house fire, and he didn't have anything, you know. So you try to reach out to those people and give them resources that, hey, these are some of the resources that I know about that may can help you and benefit you. I know your house is gone, you don't have anything, but these are some resources that you can certainly use. So you do get some information out to people that otherwise wouldn't have those resources to help them with.
And then when you go to these events, people can see that you are approachable and you are helpful, like you said, when you can point them to certain resources. It's early. Coffee with a Cop, 7 a.m. until 9 a.m.
Right.
But it's good, too, because it gives the people who work a chance to come out.
And our last event will take place May 14th at 1200 East Raleigh Boulevard at the Hardee's at that location.
Okay.
And we probably will extend some more dates after this, but these are just the next dates that we've established and got ready to go.
Okay. Why Hardee's?
Well, we were looking when we started this event, how were we going to get in each district of the city? It's, you know, it's broke down into 4 districts, north, south, east, and west. And just to get started, Hardee's was actually the only restaurant that was located in our 4 districts. Okay. So we decided to partner up with Steve Kosh from Hardee's, make contact with them to partner with them and use their location. Had a history working with Hardee's in the past with Steve, so it was a great relationship and a way to build a relationship with them. So that's how we started with Hardee's, to choose those 4 locations.
Okay. Well, Coffee with a Cop, if folks want to know additional information, should they contact you? Is there a web address that they can go to?
They can go to our website address. They can contact me personally at 972-1466. We also have it on the P2C calendar. Of course, we have it on the media outlets and radio stations and billboards. So the information's out there. If they want to know more or want to have an event at their location, if they'll contact me, is maybe something we can set up and have one of the events at their location. Okay.
And when you say website, RockyMountNC.gov, and then they can go under public safety to the police department page, and it's on that homepage,
yes,
right?
That's
okay.
Correct.
Any other comments you want to make about Coffee with a Cop, Brad?
If next time we have one, if people just come out and attend, and just to socialize and speak with the officer and learn that we are approachable and that we are here to help and we are involved in the community.
All right. Well, thank you for all you do.
Thank you.
All right. We'll be right back. We're going to speak with Officer Harrison McDaniel in just a minute, and it's all about police recruitment. I'm Tamika Keenan Norman. More of City Beat up next.
Sorry, but it's over.
Is it the lying?
No.
Is it because I still live with my parents?
No.
The $200 I stole from your purse?
250.
Is it because I took your sister to Hawaii and not you?
No, Jerry, that wasn't it at all.
Then what is it?
You don't recycle.
What?
Hello and welcome back to City Beat. I'm your host, Tamika Keenan Norman, and if you're just tuning in, you are missing a very exciting show where our focus is on the Rocky Mount Police Department. We talked a little earlier with Sharika Clifton about Text-A-Tip, and we also spoke with our Community Resource Officer, Brad Summerlin, on Coffee with a Cop. And now it's time to find out how you can become a part of the Rocky Mount Police Department. And with us today is Officer Harrison McDaniel. How are you?
I'm good. How you doing?
I'm doing well. You're kind of a fresh face at the police department, right? How long have you been here?
I've been here approximately 4.5 years.
Oh, so not as fresh as I thought,
No,
huh?
not as fresh.
But within recruitment, though, correct?
right.
Okay,
Yeah.
so how long have you worked in the recruitment department? You just kind of starting
Just
there.
started this year, January of this year.
All right.
Yeah.
So you're looking for some new officers.
I am.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell us about the positions you're trying to fill and about how many vacancies there are.
We're looking for certified applicants only, and
Mm-hmm.
we approximately have 10 vacancies right now.
Okay,
Yes.
so that sounds good. So Harrison, what are the requirements for becoming a patrol officer?
Actually, the officer has to be BLET certified, and once the officer is hired, the job requirements will be answering calls for service, investigating crimes and accidents, reports, also assisting the community in whatever needs that's asked of the officer.
Okay, so their day is normally from 8:30 to 5, or?
No, it doesn't work like that.
Okay.
Normally their shift runs from 6:30 to 6:30, 12-hour shifts, but most of the time the officers, work over, depending on, calls for service, things like that.
Okay, now you mentioned BLET certified. That's the Basic Law Enforcement Training Academy, right?
Yes, that is.
Okay, I'm a novice at this, so you have
Okay.
to
All right.
work with
I
me.
understand.
So they have to go to the academy or have already gone to the academy. What else does that certification entail, or is that it?
That's it. Just going to the academy, that's the basic standards, meet the training standards of North Carolina, being BLET certified.
Okay.
Yes.
So tell me a little bit about how your experience has been with the Rocky Mount Police Department and what they can expect, how many sworn officers we have, et cetera. What can you tell folks about our department?
My experience has been great. I enjoy being a police officer with Rocky Mount. Right now, we currently have 164 sworn officers. We're trying to fill 10 vacancies. I have enjoyed my time here. I started back in 2009, and I'm here to stay.
Okay, and when you started, what was your position?
I started as a patrol officer,
Okay.
base patrol officer.
Okay, so you advanced in time.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
What are their opportunities for advancement as well?
There are opportunities as far as rank-wise, senior police officer, the rank that I am now. Also, you can move up to corporal. We have different units in our department where you can work as far as investigations. You can work narcotics, also gang unit, school resource officers.
So there are several different opportunities.
Yes, there
and I
is.
think there was a promotional video that we aired on TV 19 right here as well, so people could see all the opportunities for advancement here. It was
Yes.
actually promotions that were done within the Rocky Mount Police Department, so it is a possibility. So you talked a little bit about the requirements, but are there any immediate disqualifiers?
There are, just to name a few, felony conviction. You cannot be convicted of a felony. A DUI, DWI within the past 5 years. Dishonorable discharge from the military. That's just to name a few.
Okay.
Yeah.
And, folks always want to know about the money, right? That's the
Yes.
bottom line. So
Yes.
what is the salary range like for someone who wants to come in with us?
The salary ranges from $35,117 up until $52,000. That's our range as a patrol officer, depending on the experience of the officer.
Okay. Okay. Their level of experience as to what they would come in at.
Yes.
Between that range. Okay.
Yes.
So if folks want to know more about being a part of the Rocky Mount Police Department and filling these vacancies, what do they need to do?
First, you can contact me directly if you like, 972-1434, or you can go to our city site, rockymountnc.gov/police, and it has everything listed that you need to know. Any questions, you can follow up with me by contacting me directly through my extension.
Okay. And are you all out in the community as well, trying to recruit folks, like any part of any trade shows or anything like that?
Yes, we have currently have some job fairs coming up, and also, as far as police officers that work on a daily basis, we ask the officers, to remain professional, fairness, respect, integrity, to demonstrate that in the community, so the community can see, and that helps recruit for us.
All right. Well, congratulations to you for moving up and on your new
Thank you.
position as
Thank
well. And I wish you well on. I know you're going to do good because you have a good personality.
Thank you. I
All
appreciate
right.
it.
All right. And once again, what's your number if folks want to know more about this?
972-1434.
Okay, you can become all a part of the Rocky Mount Police Department.
That's correct.
Thank you so much, Officer McDaniel.
Thank you.
Okay, and thank you as well for tuning in to another edition of City Beat, all about new initiatives happening within the Rocky Mount Police Department. Coffee with a Cop text-to-tip, and police recruitment. And you can always log onto our website to find out more at RockyMountNC.gov. I'm Tamika Keenan Norman. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of City Beat.